Hi everyone, it's Diane. I am taking a little bit of time to be in here today. And well, last night before I went to bed, I used my Sizzix Big Shot, which I have right here. I'm not going to use it on the video, but I hadn't moved it yet. So just wanted to show you this is what I'm talking about when I say my Big Shot, in case you don't know what that is. This is it. So I cut, well, first of all, I cut out all of the images that I had stamped. I showed you the stamped things while they were still on the cardstock uncut. So just some lined notebook paper stamps and some little label stamps that are fun. Got those cut out. And with my Big Shot, I cut out some tags. So I have a set, I think it must be Elizabeth Craft Design, but it makes this tag shape. I like the curve at the bottom, that's something different. And then this, and it comes with different toppers. And I already had some cut. I had them right in the envelope with the dies, so I had these cut, and some of these are the perfect color for, well, all of them could be, because I like blue gingham with the strawberry stuff too. But I'm using these red polka dot ones, whoops, for the pink tags. So I haven't even glued them together yet. And I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate them, if I do anything to them. But I have those ready. And I'll leave these out because I might make more tags and use these. And I cut these pretty corner pockets. And while I was cutting these things, I've shown you before that I take about a 6-inch wide piece of cardstock that fits through the Big Shot. And then if there's extra space, like I had this on the cutting plate, and then I could put little things on the sides and bottom. So I got out some of my small dies and cut some extra things out, like these numbers. And some of these are Elizabeth Craft Designs. I think these are too. Reinforcements. So I did some of those. And I have the little boxes to put them in. I did some round ones. Still have to poke out some of the centers. And some flowers. Looks like I put flowers and these little, I don't know if that's a gear or something else, but I put them in together. And oops, there's another round one. And this fun shape. I love this shape. Sometimes these are a little hard to open. And I have some of those in light pink. And then they all go in this. And I probably ordered this box from Amazon. It also has other small pieces like my vintage stars. I have silver and gold. And some die cut ones. Of course, they're not vintage. And I have some other little things in here. But I have some buttons. Maybe I'll put buttons in some of these empty boxes. So I did red buttons. I have a whole set of, I think, Sampool dies for buttons. Different shapes. Not positive, but they're Sampool. I've got all the dies piled up to my left, and I don't want to try to look for the packaging because I'll just make a mess. I want to do some more die cutting before I put them away. And then I did some tiny little tags, and these are Tim Holtz, I know that. So these are not necessarily to use for these journals, it's just I wanted to get some tags and pockets done for the journals, and then I added stuff on the side where I had room. So I did these, trying to get a piece of cardstock to show you for contrast, in red and pink, and I can put them this way or this way. Some of them I have to finish poking the holes through. So these will be added to something, vellum or contrasting cardstock, so I can create pockets with them. And I have these tags, which are Elizabeth Craft Design, and these come with some reinforcement things just to go around this edge, that hole. So I did them in green. And I'll probably glue something to that. These are some other of the little pieces that I die cut, some arrows. There's the other reinforcement. And one star. And I used my edge punches. These are, all they are is they cut this shape. And so I can make it as long as I want or as short as I want. So I have 4 of these pockets that I can use. This set comes with 3 or 4 different shapes. So that's what I did for die cutting. And now, this morning, that was last night, and this morning I spent a little bit, no, it was during the night. I did not sleep last night. I was like awake all night long until finally at 5 o'clock I got a couple hours. So during the night I was in here and I'm working on fabric covers. So here's a fabric cover. I had a good chunk of this quilted cotton fabric with the nylon backing. I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby quite some time ago. So I cut a piece of this, and it measures 15 3/4 by 9 3/4. And I've marked the center and then made a 2-inch spine. And I've already selected some fabrics for this one. And I have another piece of this, and I'm going to select fabrics for, what is this? I took a picture of it, but it's on my phone, which I'm recording with. I think it went like this. Anyway, I'm going to use different fabrics for the second cover. This is for the spine. Yep, and this goes here. Except upside down. Okay. So I'll start by doing the front cover. I have this piece of gingham, and I want it to be I want it to hang over so I can fold it around. I want to make sure I have it all lined up right before I put glue on it. This will be at the bottom, or and I have this little ladybug print that's cute. But I know I had something, maybe this went all the way down. I'm going to have to stop my camera and look at my picture. So I'll be back. Okay, this is how I had it arranged, and I realized what the problem was, why I was having difficulty is it's not quite enough to fill in this little space down here, and probably more because I want to fold these edges in for the spine. So, but that's because I thought that I had cut it a little bit too close to, I thought I would regret making it the size that I did. So I cut it again and made it, the base part, I made it a little smaller or bigger. So this fabric here doesn't fill in that space. So I think I will just add something in there. I'm gonna look for something else. I have this green ticking that's a little bit darker than that. Okay, there we go. Now I have to glue it, and then I will stitch around. Make sure I have some to wrap around. Now this piece. Didn't give it enough overlap at the top or hangover. Time to take the sweater off. Today's Monday, and I thought I was going to be going to the outdoor flea market. It opened last Monday, but it rained, and it was raining this morning, so I still haven't been to the outdoor flea market. Have a little bit of ribbon there, and a little bit of eyelet here tucked under, and this little scrap just for some more interest. Maybe I'll raise that up. And I have buttons to add and a little doily piece. This button has some old thread through it. A little bit of the fabric too, I think. Okay, now I'll do this one. This is a wired ribbon. I took the wire out. Put it in place so that it helps me put the fabric pieces in the right place. All right, now after this dries, I will take it to my sewing machine and sew around the fabrics and around the edge. So I need to fold these in too. Should have had more hangover up here. All right, I have it all glued down on the inside there. And then after I sew all around it, I will take my spine piece and just finger press the edges under. Let me see how that looks. I need to mark the center after it's folded. Then I'll glue that down. And sew around it. So that will be that cover. Now we will look at fabrics for the second cover. I won't be doing the gluing, we'll just do the designing. So here it is. I'm gonna mark the spine. So I'm gonna just crease it so I can see the center line. Get it marked before it disappears. So that's the center. Now I'll take my ruler and put the 1 inch mark on the line, and then I'm going to mark at 2 inches and at 0. This will give me a 2-inch spine. The other one was mostly greens. This one will be mostly pinks and reds. I am going to add this green pom-pom that I picked up at Joann on this cover too. So let's get designing this cover. I'll probably want to iron some of these pieces before I use them, because this was folded into a pretty small square. So it has those fold lines. I would like this to be on the front cover. Just going to tear off this selvage edge. And I'm going to tear this the width of the front cover, and I don't know if I'll make it smaller at all. Just cutting it to the line of the spine. Make sure I have enough overhang. I really love this fabric, so maybe I'll just make this the whole front and add a doily or something to it. Let me grab some doilies. Okay, I just grabbed a stack of stuff to look at. I want to see the size of the finished cover to see how this looks. I have these pretty pink buttons too. Something like that would be pretty. Pink doesn't show up very much. Here's a heart-shaped one. I also like these that are just white with a embroidered scalloped edge. Then I could put something in the center of that. This is a little bit fancier. I have an idea. Put that in the middle. I like the green one too. This is a definite possibility right here, either the pink or the green. But I had this I wanted to look at also. So many possibilities here. But I'm going to go with this one. I might be able to use some of these inside. I think that's our cover right there. Okay, now I have this for the back, and I'll use some of this also, and I'd like to use some of the gingham too. Or maybe this should be the spine. I think I would like that to be the spine. Maybe I'll just look for pink polka dots or something and then use this as a little accent. Had a piece of pink polka dot already out, but it's small. Okay, I think we have our cover design. So I've got gluing and sewing to do on this, and I probably won't do it tonight. But I got something done, and tomorrow I should have more time in here and maybe get the covers done. So I'm glad you came along with me. I hope that you found it interesting to watch the process of putting fabrics together and putting the cover together. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.